Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. When you're tuned in, you're with Lady Business and Give It to the People Radio, where you're going to get enlightened, enhanced, empowered, and enriched. Make sure that you always tune in to Give It to the People Radio. So good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Whenever you are listening, you are here. This is Chisa Pennix-Brown, and we are doing Give It to the People, and we are literally live because I came up to D.C. so that we could celebrate the husband's birthday, and we went to Black Girls Rock, and it was phenomenal. And then I posted, and then I wake up this morning, and I get this message, and somebody said, "Are you going to be here tomorrow?" And I was like, "Yeah, girl." And then I said, "Well, I'm going to check out at 1. So the next thing I know, message talking about, I will be there at 11:51 a.m. So let me tell you something. This is how my God works. So what happened is, I think maybe at least 2 years.
2015 has been like,
has it been that long?
It's been a long time.
Okay, so we've been following each other online. So this is Chandra Gore, and it's just been like, you see people, you share their stuff, you like things, you comment, and she was like, "Okay, I'll be there at 11:51. So first of all, let me tell you how that did my heart good, because she said 11:51. She didn't say I'll be there around 12, I'll be there at 11:50. She said 11:51. Okay, so that was like, you better give me an ETA.
Yes, I will.
Okay, so tell them who you are.
I'm Chandra Gore of Chandra Gore Consulting. I am a publicist and principal consultant. I'm also a producer of SCM Productions, festival founder of the Greater Northern Virginia Comedy and Film Festival, and one half of the PR Collective DC.
Okay, so you thought I did a lot. Did you just hear all of that? That she said she gave y'all everything. She was like, I do 30 things. But you know what? I think that one of the things is when we start really seeing what our skills are, just keeps multiplying and multiplying. Once you get to the point where it's like, well, I could do this and I could do that, and then all of a sudden you're in charge of a million things.
Yep.
Okay, so out of everything that you do, what's your favorite thing?
Being a publicist.
Okay.
Because I can actually, from the people that I've developed their businesses, I can actually get them the visibility that they need. Like, so it's like taking my baby and putting it out into the world, like Simba. Yes, that's pretty much.
Come on, Rafiki. So
yeah,
Rafiki.
I'm Rafiki.
And yes, Simba. Okay,
yes, I'm presenting them to the world. So it gives me great pleasure in seeing once their business is launched, then we do a full media campaign. It's great. Because I get to show off a little bit and be like, look what I did, y'all.
No, and that's wonderful, because one of the things I try to tell people that they don't understand that there's a different skill set between marketing and PR. And so for me, I would say that I'm more of a marketer than I am a PR person.
Right.
Not that I can't do PR, but it's like I would rather have somebody else do that than just tell me where to be.
Yes, because we curate the story. Like, being a publicist, we curate the story based on you. We will write a feature that only you can fill. So that's where the marketing gets you the branding and gives you the look, but public relations gives you the story that we put out to people. So with that marketing, that foundation that you built, we just take it and package it just for you.
Yeah, and one of the things that I tell people all the time is that storytelling is very important, because I tell them, I said, so what's so unique about you? And once we find out what's that unique thing, that means that you're the only person that could have done that unique thing.
Yep.
And then, honestly, I like to use this word, we need to exploit that unique thing.
We have to.
Yeah, because, it's like, what's so different about what you're doing that will make people feel like they want to be a part of it, that they want to spend money with you. So, all right, we got the publicist. That's your favorite. That's my favorite. Everything that you do. So, tell them what you were telling me about the whole 90-day focus, because I did not know this. I'm gonna be honest with you. Hold on, y'all. Here, I'm just gonna give her the mic.
Okay.
Girl.
So, a couple years back, Chisa had the 90-day focus. I used that. Oh my gosh, and it's been my thing. I actually left my job.
See.
In April, and my last day was April. I was planning on leaving anyway, but God had told me to leave a year before that. But when you don't listen, and then every plans was in place. He was like, "Oh, okay, since you don't want to listen, let me go ahead and kick you out of this place," because I was losing my hair. It was terrible.
Oh, wow.
So April 1st was my last real day at work.
Okay.
But I had left there March 15th. That was my last day going in there. When they brought me in the office to tell me that they were getting rid of my position, I started laughing. Because I didn't want to say, well, I had already planned on giving my notice anyway.
Yeah, I had already got rid of my position, whether you knew it or not.
But it was because I planned everything out and using the 90-day focus. So it actually started mid-December when my boss said that she was leaving.
Okay.
It took 90 days. 90 days. Like, people don't understand 90 days I had to get my mind together. And it was because even though, like, that it's that 90-day focus went year to year for me.
Yeah.
Different projects, that's what I use.
And
like, that was my blueprint. Like, girl, like,
you are so welcome.
And I think people don't understand, like, it still got the date that I had it from that year.
Yes.
But I still needed it in my life. Like, that is something that it repeats itself. You don't have to buy a new one. It's like, you use that. Like, I would tell anybody, if y'all want to do some 90 days, it's all you need to focus and get your life together and plan your exit for my comedy film festival. 90 days.
See? Listen, but that's God. That's how God works. So listen,
I love you.
I think that for me, I know that it was a life changer. You know what I'm saying? Because one of the things I've been telling people is when I wrote it, there was a big sense of depression, and it's like people don't understand that.
Nope.
You know, and so when you're really outgoing and extroverted like we are, you know, they don't understand that sometimes it can get you. Are you an introvert? I would never have.
I am. My social anxiety is really bad.
Really?
Some days I don't leave the house because I go through. I have manic disorder and whatnot, and I have anxiety. So as much as I put this out, like sometimes after I do all that, it's exhausting.
No, and then you have to come back and you have to recoup.
Yeah,
right? And it might take a couple of days for you to get back and get there. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. Just from looking at things on social media, I would never have even possibly guessed that you were an introvert.
Yeah.
But that's because I see you when I'm out there. But you know what? That's even more to the point of what I mean. When people see you being out and being happy and all of the rest of that, they don't really understand that, you know, there could be stuff going on behind the scenes. And so by me having that little sense of what happened depression-wise, there was a bad situation where I went ahead and I let everybody go. I had one client. It did not work out. It messed up my money. It was a horrible thing. And then I just said, I have got to get out of this. So when I wrote the book, I wrote it with the fact of knowing that I needed to personally do something different in order to be able to make a change in my life. And that I would never, ever again put my fate into one thing. And so diversifying and, like, you know, I applaud women specifically that have all of those different things going on and that are able to manage it, because I don't think there's a balance per se, but we're able to manage each and everything and still be able to be excellent. And just from what I can see, you know, with your clients, and you always sending something talking about like a page and check this out, and I see the stuff at the wine place and all of that. I'm just like, you know what? It makes me happy to see somebody else just consistently doing things that to me also benefit the community. My ultimate goal is to show that no matter what I have going on, like, because my community is vast. Like, I'm from DC down to Richmond. You know, so a lot of times it's those little, not little, but those people who don't think they're making a difference, they need to be pushed out a little bit. And so people get to see exactly what they're doing. So for me, it's like, if I can connect with them and get them where they need to go, then that makes me happy. And plus, where I live at, voting is very key. You know, we're still having our first black certain things. And we're one of the richest counties in the Commonwealth of Virginia. That's embarrassing. So making sure that our people are voting, making sure that their voices are being heard. Like, on the flip side of all the stuff I do with business, that community aspect of it, I want us to be able to understand we can go to the school board meetings and talk about why our children are not being heard. I want us to talk about, you know, why the taxes are affecting the lower income bracket and their jobs are not there. Well, let me ask you this, because one of the things, and I love what you're touching on as far as our activism, right? And that's how I just look at it. And just tell me if this is the same thing. So people want to come to the fun things with the music and the parties and the celebrities, but then sometimes when it comes to the things that affect them on a daily basis, because we can party and we can have a good time, but I try to have an educational component in everything that I do. So do you find that it's harder to get people to come out to get educated, to actually be a part of something that is affecting them on a regular basis? Because I think people only want, like, I got this from my 17-year-old. He said, Mommy, people just want to do the fun stuff. Like, people in business, people want to do the fun stuff. He goes, sometimes, like, he says, you bait and switch us sometimes. Like, they think they're going to do something fun that's educational. So that's why I combine wine and different things, or a DJ or something. I combine all that and I slide that in, like, hey, y'all know y'all got to vote next week. Like, you have to, and it's just the way that sometimes our brains are wired. We don't want to think deeper. So
while you're dancing, having fun, here you go. Y'all gonna vote right quick. We're gonna tell you about the candidate. Here's a candidate coming out on stage right now.
But you know what? It's like you have to do that. And what I noticed is when I do different types of events, I get totally different types of people.
Yep.
Now I have some people who come to like almost everything, regardless of what it is. But if you're doing something that's very education based, you'll get a totally different person than the person that's coming to the fun stuff. And it's just like if you can kind of merge the two, that is really where it's kind of like the sweet spot. And I would say, especially with African Americans, but I'm going to go even deeper and say African American females. And y'all know me and the African American thing. I really like to say black. But black on black on black. Dressing black like the omen. All right, so black. But yeah, I think that it's like we have to sneak that in there.
Yes.
In some way, shape, or form.
And this is what I tell some of my clients and my former clients. If you have an event and it's a networking event, it's the same people over and over again. Y'all could get on a three-way call. Like, you can't just be having...
So this could have been an email.
Yes, it could have been an email. Like, y'all wasting time buying a space and it's the same people. If you can't network outside of what you're used to, you don't need to be doing anything. You have to be able to get other people to come in and see your message. You can't network with the same people all the time that you see at lunch yesterday. So that's why I was like, especially I think with black females, we have the tendency to be comfortable. And for me, I don't go to the same networking event twice. If you had that last month, I'm not going to come back to it till another year. Because I want to go where I don't know anybody.
Yeah.
They're like, why would you do that? You don't know anybody. Exactly. You gotta test the waters at, like, we need to get out of that.
But you know what? It's like, I think that the thing that's important is it's not that you don't know anybody, but that somebody know you. Like, and that's what I keep telling people all the time is that if you go someplace and, I mean, it happens all the time. Oh my God, you're such and such, or don't I know you from this? And it's amazing because then you really see how impactful you are and how many people are really watching and really paying attention.
Right.
Because if you go somewhere where nobody knows you, supposedly, or let me just look around, where you don't know anybody.
Somebody know you though.
And then somebody comes up to you and they know you, it's like, oh, well, damn, I'm actually doing it out
I was
here.
in the script shack. I was in the script shack, and there was an issue with their VIP thing. I didn't notice. I was talking to the owner. But I was like, you know what? I said, there's a macro that's broken on Facebook. I said, even when you text a number, that's broken.
Okay.
She's like, well, it's supposed to work because I built it. I said, there's a development piece that's coming up. And she was like, are you Chandra? I said, yes, that's me. She was like, oh, I've only seen you from this place. I said, yes.
Come on.
And I'm like, okay, girl, my bad. Because it was very awkward because she was arguing with me. And I'm
about
telling her.
That you know.
That's something I know. And I was like, then she was like, I really need to talk to you. I really want you to be a part of something. And I'm like, okay, girl, whatever you need. I'm very approachable. Hit me up. And that's how it was. It's like, because I have it's really weird that she knew who I was. I ain't seen this lady a day in my life.
No, but I mean, that's what I'm saying. They know who you are. So let me just ask you another question. When it comes down to the publicist portion of that, what are, and we don't got to go deep, what are two things that you would tell people that they need to prepare for when they're working with a publicist?
Manage your expectations. You're not going to be an overnight success. You have to understand it takes time to build a rapport for you with outlets. Don't think just because you hired me today, you'll be able to lose tomorrow. Sometimes that happens. Well, it happens for me, but I'm just saying, sometimes it doesn't happen that way.
Did you hear that light spot? You better light spot on us.
It do. Like, but it's because it's the way I write sometimes. Yes. But manage the expectations that I'm going to be on the news and be everywhere. And then another thing is, understand, our work, it may not be tangible, but it's worth what we pay for. If you're paying someone a couple dollars, you're going to get a couple dollars features. But if you pay them exactly what they're worth, because our job is 24/7. We are always trying to pitch someone, and sometimes we have to go off hours to actually get you where you need to go. So if that retainer or that monthly fee or that monthly budget is $2,000, understand that we are using every hour that we are paid for to get you the visibility and stuff. So don't knock the price. Understand the results that come from we're taking time from our family sometimes to get you where you need to go.
Yeah.
So understand, like, make sure your budget matches what you want.
Okay. All right. So I love it. So do you want to leave people with any last words to tell them?
If you don't believe in yourself, you can't expect others to do it. People can see inauthenticity. be authentic in everything that you do. Because even with a picture, it's captured.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's what I would leave. People always be authentic.
Definitely. Now, where can they find you online?
Okay. Let me start.
It's so many, though.
You can find me, just put in Chandra Consulting on Facebook.
Got a CHANDRAGORE
Consulting.
Okay.
And then you can find me at PR Collective DC. You can find me at Genova Comedy Fest. And you can find me on SCM Productions 1 on Facebook and on Instagram. And that's it for now.
All right, so look, we did a quick little interview, and this is what happens, honey, when the opportunity, it arises, then you just go ahead and you just make it happen. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this quick little on the spot in DC, in the hotel lobby. You see me out here drinking good, though. Yes. I like to call this a lady sunrise. Let me tell y'all what's in it.